Yeah, good morning to all. Should I start now, ma'am?
Yes, sir, sure.
Yeah, okay. So, on behalf of Department of Mathematics and Statistics, Manipal University, Jaipur,
Hello.
I welcome you, Mr. Sushanta Sengupta, sir, and all the participants. So, before going to introduce a formal introduction, I request Professor Rima Jain, head of the department, uh, for the introduction of the department, formal introduction.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Good morning, Sushanta, sir. First of all, I extend my hearty welcome to you. You have spared your some time to address our students and the faculty members. I would like to take this opportunity to just give the overview of our department. Sir, in our department, which is functional since the inception of our university. Currently, we are offering three different programs: MSc Mathematics, BSc, and the PhD program. From this semester onwards, we are also going to offer MSc Mathematics and Computing, just to bridge the gap between academia and industry so that employability of the students can be enhanced. Currently, in my department, I have a very competent team of 34 faculty members, out of which 6 are professors, 10 are associate professors, and 18 are assistant professors, including 2 research track faculty also. And all these faculty members are duly indulged in the research work. We are having 100 plus research scholars in the department, which are working in the various domain. So I hope your talk will be highly beneficial for the students, because in today's scenario, all of us are dealing with the data. So how can we convert or how can we utilize this data information to the relevant industry resources? That will be highly beneficial for us. So it's our privilege to have you with us. Now over to you, Dr. Rijwan.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for the brief introduction of the department. So, I would like to have the introduction of the speaker, Mr. Sushanta Sengupta. He is a Senior Delivery Excellence Partner, Tata Consultancy Services Limited. And the total experience, industry experience is more than 28 years. He is associated with the Tata Consultancy Services Limited in August 2004. Sir, he has wide experience and have in the depth experience in the project delivery, project management of the project of various sizes. He has experience in deployment of ITIL framework across different unit in TCS. He has also the credit of experience in the Oracle app ERP and implementation in several modules for around 20 years. He worked in different manufacturing industries like the Andrews Yule and Company Limited, CESC, Tata International Limited. He worked as a guest faculty also. He has a good academic experience also as in the Bengal Institute of Business Studies in Kolkata, in Institute of Engineering and Management. Mr. Sengupta is a gold medalist in MTech in Indian Institute of Technology and IS Dhanbad. And he has the credit of the professional membership like the NPC or National Productivity Council, uh, Institute of Engineering, Electrical and Electronics Engineering. He has certified with the many professional courses like the TCS Certified Software Engineer, NPC certification like the CMC Limited and all. He has a Six Sigma green. He is a Six Sigma green belt, and he has published a number of papers in the reputed journals. So with this brief introduction, this is not the least, but the number of the introduction he has in the credit with the experience of 28 years. So with this small brief introduction, I request Mr. Sushanta Sengupta, sir. So please, you are welcome, and the and you are welcome for the lecture, sir.
Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Mohammad Rizanullah, for your nice introduction, and also thanks, Dr. Rima Jain, for introduction of Manipal Jaipur University. Let me straight away go to the slide actually, which I just wanted to show today because time is also limited. Let me share my screen and
Yes,
just give me 1 second. Yeah. And please let me know if you are able to see my screen.
yes, sir.
Okay, fine. Okay, so today's lecture, I just thought to, as data mining, data warehousing, business intelligence, these are very crucial nowadays because as you know, data always, it is all pervasive, right? So thought to just have some lecture on that data mining and business intelligence part. Especially beneficial will be for students, BSc, MSc, BTech, MTech students who are into their courses, graduate, post-graduation, or maybe PhD research courses, and also the faculty members who are into this mathematics, statistics, and computer science and related department. Okay. So with that, I'll just go to the straight away to the content of today's lecture. Actually, I'll just briefly discuss about the data mining and what is business intelligence and that part and that integration, right? The integration between the data mining and the business intelligence part, which is very crucial, that part and how that gives us the benefit, correct? And especially on the industry applications part, there are a lot, and I'll just touch upon a few of them, try to give that, and also the students might be interested about their career, about data sciences, data mining, data analytics part. So some of the future scopes and all, right? Okay. So as you know, all of us know, data nowadays is abundant. That is everywhere, all pervasive. Everywhere see that the data is available. Okay. But what we'll do with the data? That is the main question, right? We need to understand what is there in the data and what will be the future of that and how we can tackle that, right? So the basic insights, what information it contains, that is basically scarce. That is not plenty. So we need to have some way or the other, we need to extract the information or the knowledge from the data so that we become knowledgeable and informative and we can apply that information or knowledge to our day-to-day work, right? Day-to-day business work and can achieve at that good decision making. There are a lot of examples of data. There is, the Netflix, Amazon banking, there are few, only name a few, not the exhaustive, but there are a lot many. So Netflix in their OTT business of showcasing the movies and all. Amazon is in the retail business, right? Uh, American giant Amazon. They are also having partners with our counterparts in India as well, and they are into the retail, e-commerce and all, right? Then in the banking also there are a lot of nationalized and other banks, private banks are there where a lot of transactions are happening day in, day out. So we need to understand how we can cope up with this enormous amount of vast amount of data. That is why organizations today, we can say that they are not suffering from the lack of data, but from the lack of insights. Because we know data is ample, data is abundant, but insights into that, what we'll do with that, that is actually lacking, correct? Because every digital activity, wherever, digital, non-digital, whatever you see, that contains some transaction between. Even if you go to the grocery shop, you do some transactions, you give the money to the grocery shop owner, in turn you are getting some item from them, right? Some commodity. That is also a transaction. But nowadays, since we are into the digital era and digital world, so a lot of transactions are in the digital platform and we need to capture that, right? So our main challenge is that extracting that proper value from the data, correct? Okay. So with that, I will just move into the part of few of the business that how does Netflix recommend movies? If I ask these questions specifically to the students, okay. So these are the few questions that will give you much more insights about what we are talking about today, right? So how they Netflix recommend movies? So as a user, as a movie watcher, you just go and log in into the Netflix. You say at some times of the day or night, you are just watching some movies, correct? Based on your pattern of movie watching, it generates some uh, generates some insights about that. It generates some intelligence about that, right? It tries to understand that what sort of movie this particular guy is watching at what point in time. Is it a romantic movie? Is it an action movie? Is it a family drama? Kind of things, right? So based on this kind of data, Netflix analyzes their movie watchers' detail and they suggest them in turn that what sort of movies they might be interested to see in future. Right? So in that way, they can suggest something, suggest that movie. So automatically that pops up in your Netflix workflow. Then banking, if you go to the banking, there are a lot of transactions happening, but some of the cases there are fraud transactions are also happening. So based on the transactional analysis, each and every bank is having their certain softwares in place, which might be AI driven, ML driven, whatever might be. But I'm not going into the detail of the software that they're using, but what they're trying to catch is basically the type of transactional pattern. That means monthly, how much expenditure this particular person is doing as an account holder. In credit card, how much they are expending, right? Monthly. Or what is their capacity of repayment of that particular expenditure, sort of. Based on that, if say, for example, based on that spend analysis, sometimes they see that one of the user who generally spends monthly, say 5,000 or 10,000 rupees in their credit card, or do the transaction, say 20,000 or 30,000 in their account or salary account, say, for example, all on a sudden, they are purchasing something, say about 2 lakhs, 3 lakhs, 5 lakhs rupees with their credit card. And that also is happening some other part of the world. Say, for example, usually that particular customer is doing their transaction sitting at, say, Jaipur, or maybe sitting at Kolkata or any other city in India, Delhi, Mumbai. All on a sudden, something happens from, say, London or New York with the same credit card. Automatically, that will take an alert to them, right? In the workflow driven alert. And the persons who are operating or maintaining your account will automatically detect some absurd or unusual things has happened, right? So based on that, certainly there are certain softwares behind this, which is running behind this, and they are suggesting you something. So they are suggesting that something fraud has happened, right? Then Amazon, if you come to the Amazon, how does Amazon suggest the products? That is also based on your buying pattern. You might be interested in purchasing books. In books also, you might be interested to purchase management books. You might be interested in purchasing engineering books. You might be interested in purchasing literature books or any other story books, right? And the frequency. So based on the amount of transactions and the frequency that the particular person is doing in the Amazon, it will suggest him that what could be the next option of buying for them, right? It might be suggesting you some good books, some bestseller books to that particular purchaser who is very fond of books, actually, who is very bibliophile kind of, right? So like that. So this is what actually every businesses, be it Netflix, be it Amazon, be it State Bank of India or any other banks or any other industries in the manufacturing or service industry, they generally try to catch their data and try to convert that into some insights with which they try to suggest something to their users, customers. Correct? Okay. Now, directly coming on to what is data basically, where we are talking about a lot of data. It is all pervasive. It is everywhere in the world, all the time. Transactions are happening in different social media, different platform, different retail platform, all the digital transaction, non-digital transactions, everything is happening. Then what is this data? The data, whatever you are transacting with your knowledge that you are trying to give to others is basically the data, right? With the thing that you know and that thing you wanted to understand from others. That is basically your data. So, and the data can be anything, right? Raw facts, for example, numbers, any numbers, your sales number, your student number, your research scholar numbers, PhD research scholar number of professors, associate professors, assistant professor, whatever in the academic field or in any other manufacturing industry. So you can think of anything that is a number, and that is basically raw fact of the data. It can be text, it can be textual data. Whatever you are asking me that how are you? I'm telling you I'm oil, how are you? So all these are data only, right? Images. Images is also data. Any image you can think of is video data, sensor data, IoT, Internet of Things. There are a lot of devices where the IoT network connectivity is there. From that, the sensors are capturing the data from the outside of the world to process them, right? So that is also data. Some example that monthly sales data, maybe the monthly sales data from the sales team, or might be the inventory data from, say, any car manufacturing industry, correct? Or maybe for oil refinery, what is the volume of oil they are manufacturing, maybe, or the crude oil that they are purchasing from their vendors. That might be the data from for them, correct? So those are some of the example. Now, different types of data, okay? That might be quantitative data, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That is the quantitative data, the marks that the students are getting, anything. Qualitative data, how are you? I am good. So good means that is a kind of attributing that how I am. So that is the qualitative data, right? Structure, the data might be structured data. That means some, say, relational database management system, or any other tabular form where you are capturing your data from the back end, fetching the data from there. So those are well-structured data with which you generally work day in and day out, correct? There might be unstructured data also, something unstructured like the social media. You are sending your updates, status update, or any where you have gone for a tourism purpose, you are posting some images, correct? Videos and all those things, and writing some your experience on the scenic beauty and all of those places you have visited last month. All are unstructured data because that doesn't have any kind of standard or any kind of defined format. And to our surprise, and to the students, I'm just trying to tell you, this unstructured data is the most data in the world. That means mostly 80 to 90% of the data is unstructured. Structured data is only 10 to 20%. So you can understand with this 80% or more unstructured data, you need to get some information out of that, right? Because unless otherwise you have that information, that data, all data will not have any purpose of having that, correct? There might be some unstructured data also, semi-structured data also. So that might be some Excel, in the Excel format, some data might be there. Some other database where the data is there in a semi-structural form, not in a fully structural or fully, say, database format. That is also some sort of semi-structured data. Now, coming on to what is information, data to information, this conversion, any kind of data which gets processed with the meaning of it. Now you can ask, what is the meaning? Meaning can have this, because this is a subjective thing. That one which is meaningful to you may not be meaningful to me, correct? Meaning that might be meaningless to me. You might be interested about how Manipal Jaipur University is doing, their students are doing nowadays, correct? Or what is the current trend of their employability. That might be a meaningful data to all of you as a student, as a professors. For me, it might not be so much of important. For me, as an industry professional, I might be interested about other key performance indicators or business driven data. Like, for example, how our company is getting profit nowadays. What is the revenue of our company for the last 1 or 2 years? How employees are getting benefited from the company? Who is my supervisor? So those kind of things, or who are all are working with me. So those kind of things or information or data might be informative to me. So here lies the perspective. You need to understand the perspective of that data. So when we are calling it information, when you are calling it raw data. Example, same way, if the monthly sales data is a data only, if you wanted to plot it in a some, say, some scattered diagram, say, for example, very down the level simple thing I'm just trying to tell you. If you plot the data month-wise time series data of a monthly sales of a car manufacturing company, say, for example, Maruti, say for some specific model, say Maruti 800, say, for example, or say Zen or whatever, Alto, whatever you can think of, that data is having some information in it, because that is showing you some trend pattern of that specific product line across some temporal way, right? That means in the last 1 year or say, so they can have the data and they can do some reporting out of that. So that is the example. And based on that data, they can even predict. That also come in the data mining part, right? Prediction. Okay. So now going into the next step, which is knowledge discovery from the database, which is basically converting your data into information, into knowledge, and then the wisdom, correct? Ultimately, you need to be wise enough to know, or you need to be wise enough about the data that you are tackling day in, day out. So if you see this particular model, which is very famous and classical model of data mining, although the data mining term itself, I should say, is a very misnomers. Why misnomers? Because we are not actually extracting or mining the data. We are actually mining the knowledge out of the data. That is, we are trying to get the information from the data, but we are telling it data mining because through data, we are trying to get into the information or the knowledge into it, right? So that is why it is rather to say data mining, the subject should be talked as knowledge discovery in the data. So at the raw data, you are trying to select the specific data that you wanted to have in, that will be very more interesting to you. So you have the target data with you, right? After the target data, you have the target data, you refine the data. That is, you do some cleaning process. That is called data cleansing process. You might be interested to remove some duplicate redundant data. You might be interested to exclude some outlier data which are not correct. You might be interested to update some data which is not complete, that is the incomplete data. So those kind of things are done during the part of data cleaning activity. All those things are done basically by the data analyst, right? Who are into the industry, corporate, who are working as a data analyst. They should be having in-depth knowledge about the specific domain and the specific data they are dealing with, so that they will be able to tackle on all those things, selecting the right data, clean the data to get the refined data, then transform the data and reduce the data. That means if there are some redundant data, you should be processing the data properly to get that transformed and some sort of structured data. With that, they do some data mining. So data mining means they try to find out some pattern out of the data, because ultimately you need to know how, for example, the sales data I talked about just now in my last slide. Only the raw data of sales volume will not give you any information. You cannot take any data-driven decision about your from the data of your sales volume, only the sales volume. But if you know how much sales has been changed during from the last quarter to this quarter, say FY Q3 2020, 26, 27, sorry, 25, 26. What was the volume of, say, in rupees, Indian rupees, how much was the volume of sales has happened, and how much is the volume of sales is happening in FY Q1, 25, 26. Then you can conclude something that whether we are into the upward trend of volume or the downward trend, whether the profit is getting increased or profit is getting decreased. What is the profit margin? Okay, who are our good customers with whom we can deal more about them, right? So those are few things I'm just talking about from the industry perspective, which will take you to the pattern of the data, with which specifically the CXO means who are sitting at the corporate level, chief executive officer, chief finance officer, chief marketing officer, chief operating officer, chief information officer, whoever is there who are in the deciding factor of that specific organizations. For them, this pattern of the data is very much important. How is it changing? Then they can interpret the data and evaluate something out of that. That is called the knowledge. So ultimately, our aim will be to convert our data to knowledge. In between, there are a lot of steps. How you will be managing, that is the work of the data analyst, that is the work of the database administrator, that is the work of the middle level managers, that is the work of the operation manager, that is the work of the department wise analyst and managers that they are working. But that is none of the concern of the persons who are sitting at the top level. They will only want to have that information or knowledge out of the data. Based on that, they will take the decision. So you understand this collection of the data is the work of the operator, data operator who will be collecting. This in between all these tasks, starting from selection, data cleaning, transformation, reduction, data mining, these are all the tasks of the data analyst. Maybe many of you will be interested to go into the data science in future after you pass out from your graduation, post-graduation or doctoral program. So for you, for most of you, you will be in this region where you will be working with your data. Apply, you have to work in the specific module or specific maybe department. You need to understand the functional knowledge of that specific department. Maybe you are put into the manufacturing, maybe you may be put into the finance, maybe you may be put into the banking sector, insurance sector, you may be put into some service sector like IT industry, okay, or any other field you will be working. You will be mostly working in this area where you have to use your expertise from mathematics, statistics, and other subject things, subject matters, so to say, with backed up by some of the softwares which will guide you or which will make your life easy to conclude some outcome out of that. But once in the ladder, you go to this place where you are having your knowledge with that, that means you are into the CXO level. That times your decision making will be the main thing, right? That time you are not juggling with the data, or you are not working or dealing with the data directly. What you wanted to know is give me the knowledge. Decision is ours. I will give the decision because I know in and out of the my industry, my domain. Okay, maybe you are in the car manufacturing, like Rolls-Royce, like any other Volvo, whatever, wherever you are working. There you will see there is a data science department always there. You may be thinking that why they are into the automobile industry, what do they so much of, why they are giving so much of importance in the data, right? But that is very much big crucial thing, because with that insights of the data only they can produce or they can plan for their manufacturing, correct? That is the main thing. They can plan their design of the car, they can plan the shop floor capacity, they can plan their entire shop floor design, right? The machine design, that material movement design, everything. Okay, so that entire chain, starting from in the supply chain, starting from the raw material purchase to the finished good packaging and sending to the customer. This entire supply chain, if you think of, entire thing will be so aligned with the market and so beautifully designed, then they can easily sell their product with some profitable margin at the same time with their customers' best satisfaction. Because ultimately, when you will be joining in the industry, your aim will be not only your individual knowledge, not only your individual gain, at the same time that should be backed up, or synergy should be with your organizational goal also. You need to understand what your organization is doing. Where is your business, or what actually in which business your organization is working. So unless until you know that, unless until you can align your goal with your organizational goal, success is very limited, right? Your success as well as organizational success. So both the success is in alignment. So you can understand why the importance of the data. Now, let us go to the next. So now I am just coming into a little bit of flavor of the business intelligence. Okay. What is business intelligence? Basically, business intelligence is nothing but staying at the other part of the data mining, which support your decision making. There are a lot of technologies and processes. You will be gradually knowing all those things in your due courses also, in your graduation, post-graduation courses also. So I'm not going into detail of those technologies at this moment, because those are already into your courses and all, I know that. So those technologies and processes will be there to analyze the data that you are doing, and that will support you for your decision making. There are different components of business intelligence are there. First of all, the data source should be there. So what is the data source? Enterprise resource planning, as you know, ERP. ERP is a platform under which the entire gamut of the processes, starting from your raw material purchase then give it to the shop floor, work in process, manufacturing, assembly, sub-assembly, then packaging, finished good packaging, then selling it to the customer, then getting the payment from the customer. Huh? So this entire end-to-end transactions are getting trapped into the ERP. There are different modules under ERP. There might be order management, there might be purchase order, there might be manufacturing, there might be quality, there might be any other you can think of from the supply chain perspective. Those data is being captured as a data source. There are CRM also. CRM means customer relationship management. Those are taking care of your customers' data, try to give them good quality of delivery so that they can in turn you get the long-term relationship with the customers and your business also grows through that, right? So that is, and the social media. Social media nowadays is, the most data is coming from the social media. Although those are mostly unstructured data, but if you wanted to do some, say, sentiment analysis of particular person, what is his opinion about certain things? Say some poll is coming, say assembly election is coming. Okay, so this social media update and all everything, if you read from certain pages of specific person, you will understand where he is aligned, whether he is aligned to some left, right, like that. So, or what is his inclination? Like someone is posting most of the tourism images, videos in his particular platform, social media, Facebook platform, say for example. With that, you will come to know he's very much inclined to tourism only. Someone is posting purchasing of some garments, ornaments and other things. So you'll understand that he's very much interested about all those things, garments and other apparels, right? So in that way, sentiment analysis and all those things can be done through social media data. And how it is being done, there are also software, that NLP, natural language processing and all those things. So those are inbuilt platform which will help you to capture the proper information from those data, which are almost unstructured, very much, which are the 80 to 90% of the data. Then there are data warehouse, data lake, data mart. Those are different terms in the business intelligence. Those are basically down the line when you go to the business intelligence, the data source. From the data source, you are capturing your data and putting into some data warehouse. This is kind of warehouse of, say, goods where you store your data, from where you extract and send it to your customer. In the data warehouse also, it stores your data from the different sources. After that got transformed, extract, transformed, and loading has happened into your business intelligence platform. Then it stores, and then this is already 100% done. Structured data is there. Now, based on the data warehouse data, you are fetching the data and putting into some platform where you can do some entire analysis of that, visualization of that. Data lake is also subpart of data warehouse. Okay, that stores. And data lake is basically mostly unstructured or semi-structured data is there. Okay, but data is structured data, and data mart is basically for specific business or department. Okay. Now, ETL is basically few terms, that is extraction, transformation, and load, is basically dealing with the business intelligence, which is connecting with, there is a chain of connection, you can say. So data mining and business intelligence is getting connected with this extract, transform, and load. And then reporting and the dashboard. Okay. Reporting is happening in the different dashboard. Okay. Now, this is more or less some BI architecture. Just I wanted to give you some brush up on that, just overall view, how it works. There are data sources, different data sources. This might be ERP data, enterprise resource planning. There might be different legacy kind of data. The data might be in your Visual Basic also, Microsoft Access also, any Excel file also, CSV file, JSON file, whatever kind of format you are, or maybe Java source. Maybe the data is in some different platforms, say R, or maybe SPSS or any other software platform, the data might be residing. So from that, those data sources, from different data sources, data is getting fetched, and that extra integration is happening somewhere here. Okay. Then it goes to your BI data storage system, where we are having the data mart specific to the specific department data is storing. Then in the data warehouse, almost all the data that you have captured and transformed are stored here, which are mostly in the structured form. And the data lake is also having all the data, but mostly in the unstructured form. Then we are sending the data into some BI tool where some analytical processing is happening, which is generally called OLAP. Online analytical processing is happening with different softwares. We are having some self-service kind of things. The BI business intelligence platform is also there, and some data visualization, interactive data visualization is happening here, right? Where from the consumers as a graphical user interface, or the consumers which are the end users, who will be interested to get that outcome actually, right? The reporting part, how my sales data is showing in some, say, histogram kind of plot, or how my monthly sales volume is, what is the customer wise monthly revenue percentage. They might be interested to see in some pie chart. Okay, so there are different tool in the Excel or in your different BI tool through which you can plot it actually, and you can showcase to your business top level managers who can take some decisions out of that. Okay. Okay. So this is all about the BI architecture. Now, this is just giving you some idea on the ETL process. What is the extraction? This is basically 3-step process in the BI. One is called extraction from ERP, CRM, or large business, large other objects. Then transforming through processing of the data. Then mapping of the data, because the data is coming from some legacy system, erstwhile legacy system. So you have to map it with your new platform, ERP platform, or maybe in any other platform where you have to map it, or CRM platform, or maybe SRM platform, wherever. So there should be some mapping between that, and that should be routed properly. And that after mapping and all that, all the data will be loaded to some data warehouse in the BI, right? Okay. Now moving on to, this is just to give you some pictorial overview. That doesn't mean, I know that looking at this BI dashboard, it might not mean anything to you, but how it looks like in the BI dashboard, what happens is that maybe you are dealing with some manufacturing data, that might be service data or anything. You might be interested to know what is the total volume of sales of my specific product across 1 year, say last 1 year, FY 25-26, right? You might be interested to see which are all business driven key performance indicator for my sales. So you might be interested who is my customer, who is the major chunk of revenue sharing, who is giving us most of the business. Okay, you must be interested to know what is my inventory turnover ratio vis-a-vis your sales volume. How much inventory you are keeping, how much sales is happening. You must be interested to know for specific product line, how much profit I am getting, whether the sales and profit is in parity or not, whether some particular product is giving more sale, we are doing more sales, but the profit is not that much. Okay, total profit is not much. Some product is giving less sale, but we can see the profit is bigger. So some product is you are selling, although that is not giving any profit. So that is called loss. So as a business owner or as a decision maker from the business, you need to understand all these KPI. We call it key performance indicator from the corporate or industry perspective. So as long as you do not know about your KPIs of the business you are doing, as long as you are not able to visualize those KPI properly, the trend pattern in the graphical format, or who is giving me more customer centricity, so to say, alignment with the customer, who is not giving so much of customer centricity, which particular product customer is interested about, right? Which particular design customer is interested about, which particular product customer is buying most. If you do not know all those things, your data doesn't have any meaning. You cannot progress with your business gradually, year-on-year basis, in a right direction. Because end of the day, customer satisfaction backed up by with your some social responsibility and some profit. These are the 3 verticals or 3 pillars of success of any business. Any business, if you see, if you just look at from only profit making attitude, your business will not be sustainable. If you only look at from social responsibility perspective, that also will not be giving you some robust platform to sustain. If you only look at your customer satisfaction, nothing else, that is also will not give you full level of growth. So backed up by all these 3 or 4 pillars, customer satisfaction, internal growth, profit making, social responsibility, industrialization. So all these things are very few terms which will give you the sustainability and development and growth across the value chain. Okay, so to say. So this BI dashboard is very crucial, very informative, with which you can understand what will be your total investment might be for a particular business, what is your revenue, what is your profit, what is where you are doing good in your product, where you are doing bad, what is the feedback of the customer, which is also very much critical nowadays. Feedback from the customer has to be taken every now and then so that you can be aligned with your customer's business only. Correct? So all are data only. Beyond data, you cannot see anything, as you can understand from till now. Correct? So that has to be properly designed and put into some dashboard. That is called BI dashboard. Okay. Now, data mining as a term and all, as you know, this helps us to discover the pattern in the large data set, and it gives us some of the key features, like it can help us to prediction for future. That might be sales volume prediction, profit prediction, customer satisfaction index prediction, whatever way, inventory prediction, whatever way you think of. That is a prediction. Classification. Classification in the sense, something you cannot predict in that way directly in numerical value, but you can classify it in some attribute. Like, for example, if a student study, say, 50 to 60 hours in a week, he will be pass. He'll be getting, say, A plus in the exam. If a student studies, say, 20 to 30 hours per week, he will get, say, B. And if a student study only 1 hour, then in a week, then he will fail. That straight away we can tell based on the data we have from the academics. Okay, or the attendance in the classes. Based on the attendance in the classes with the data, you can tell that this student is very much interested to see my lecture. This student is not. This student is very much interested to grasp the idea behind this particular subject, and this student is not. Automatically, you will see when the exam happens, that student who is very much interested or very much inclined to the classes, attentive to the classes, and reading more number of hours will pass. So based on this past data, in future, if you wanted to classify between the students that who will get A plus, who will get B, who will get C, or who will not pass, automatically that data will help you. Those numerical data will help you to classify between different attributes of their pass, right? Passing marks. Okay. And clustering is, for example, from the industry, say, for example, Nokia is a mobile manufacturing company who tries to launch a new mobile. Say Apple wanted to launch a new iPhone. So before launching the iPhone, what they do some market survey. Based on the market survey, they wanted to understand that with these new features, say camera, this megapixel, so many of number of camera will be there in my next launch of the mobile. So many, it will be RAM will be so much, hard disk will be so much, the data CPU will be so, capacity will be so much. So based on that, they wanted to survey from the customer, and they also wanted to understand what is customer's willingness to buy. So one thing is called inside out approach. Another one is called outside in approach. Inside out means whatever you are designing as a product, as a business, you wanted to sell it to the customer without knowing your customer's demand or need. Another one is called outside in approach. That means you first go to the market, study your customers, their need, their business and all. I mean, their need and all, demand, right? And then you get back to your own premise and try to accommodate your design of the product in such a way that it fits to your customer need. So that is called outside in approach. In marketing, these two terms are very popular. Those of you who have read marketing management, you might be knowing. So those are also very crucial. And in that way, you can cluster your data in different customer clustering and can understand, okay, this is the customer who are residing in the maybe tier 1 cities, big cities, in the metropolitan cities, urban areas. Those will be interested to buy this particular iPhone or this particular mobile phone. those who are residing in the tier 2 or tier 3 cities in India or in the village, maybe they might be interested to buy this kind of particular mobile phone with this much of cost. Cost is also important, very much important, because you cannot go beyond certain limit. Then customer will be incapable of buying it, provided that it satisfied their need. So this is called clustering of your customer. So once you cluster your customer into different groups, you can directly attack that specific customer group for your new launch of that product, and you can easily market them within the customer. So that is called clustering. Okay, I think I could make it clear to you. And then association. Association means this. There are you have know that there is a term called market basket analysis. So you go to the supermarket and you buy something. Generally, when you buy bread, you generally buy egg also, or you buy milk also. So when you buy bread, there is some association with the egg and buying of milk with the butter or with your bread, maybe butter also. So this is called association, data association rule. Generally, whoever is buying bread may not be going to buy some beer bottle, right? So that is not associated, might be. So in that way, the association is being done. So why it is being done? So in that way, we can understand, identify certain kind of pattern in the data or buying behavior of that particular person, and you can suggest that particular person who the buyer who is coming in the next shopping time. You can suggest that, okay, you are buying this product, product 1. So we have got some other product 2, which will be giving you more benefit. That is called upselling kind of thing. This is called upselling and cross-selling. There are two terms, upselling and cross-selling. So upselling is basically the same product with the higher version, and cross-selling is basically called maybe same different product, which might be interested to you when you are buying this product 1. You might be interested to buy product 2. Okay. Say, for example, you are buying a mobile phone, you might be interested to buy one mobile stand also, or the charger also, like that. Okay. So this is now some of the techniques elaborated, classifications, what is classifications, what is clustering and all. I think I have already discussed that. So classification, assigning into categories. Example, someone is applying for the loan approval. So loan will be, whether it will be approved or not by the bank, that will also depend on your capability, your credit limit capability, your salary, your disbursable income and all those things. Then clustering, already we have discussed. Customer segmentation is being taken care. Associative rule mining, already I discussed how this is being linked with the market basket analysis and all, right? So, and the regression is straight away prediction of your some data, say sales volume prediction. Sales volume prediction based on your last year's sales. Inventory, stock amount prediction. How much stock, raw material, category wise you have to store in your inventory stock, that you can predict based on your last year's inventory also. Okay. How much your profit margin will be, that also you can do based on your regression analysis from the past year's data. So all this time series data can be fitted into some regression model, and that can generate you some outcome prediction, right? Okay, these are some visualization technique, classification, clustering, and all those, how the classification is being done, how the clustering is being done, and all those things. Okay, now moving on to, so this particular slide talking about how the shopping baskets, market basket analysis and all that I just now talked about that. I'm not giving more time here. So based on that, different customer segmentations also can be done based on your buying behavior, right? Okay. Now moving, this is linear regression. This is very straight away. I'm not going into anything on that right now. This is you might be knowing how it does it done. This is also this association rule mining. How, say you are going for addressing campaigning of something. You wanted to do it Facebook paid ads, or you wanted to go to Instagram sponsorship. So it is decision support system, basically. This is called decision support system. It's a tree, binary tree kind of thing, through which you can arrive at your decision based on the chains or the legs of this decision. Then based on this Facebook paid ads, so Facebook paid ads will cost you, say, $100. In turn, the failure is, the chance is 50% with the $200 failure, and the success rate is 50% with $1,000 benefit. So based on that, you can understand that how much actually expectation from you when you are going for an addressing campaign. If you use the Facebook paid ads, how much will be your benefit? Then if you go to the Instagram, that will cost you say $1.90, but failure percentage is also again 50% with a cost of $50, and success percentage is 50% with a cost of $900. So now with this, you can analyze something mathematically, statistical, with using some statistical tool and mathematics, and you can arrive at some decision. This is called decision support system, right? Okay. Now, some of the algorithm from the data mining perspective, some decision trees just now we talked about. Then there are clustering method. For clustering, we have several methods, like K-means is the most popular one. Some Bayesian approach is also there, conditional probability approach, a priori, a posteriori algorithm, those things are there. Those are very much academic thing. I'm not going into in detail. There are neural network nowadays, deep neural networks, and all those things are there, which supports you not only for your decision making or high performance computing areas, but it also helps you to generate some new human text, generate some other content, right? It also helps you to prediction. Sometimes it also helps you to do, say, in kind of say automated guided vehicle is one of them. Robotic surgery is one of them, which are fully automated nowadays. So with neural network, with backed up by the help of the deep neural network and deep mining, those things are very much helpful nowadays. And those are also coming under some of the data mining algorithm. ANFIS is another approach where neural network backed up with a fuzzy interfacing is also there, where you can take the benefit of both neural networks complexity of your data as well as fuzzy logics benefits. Benefit of the fuzzy logic where you can assign some text attribute rather than some numerical value, right? Like for example, what is how it is today's weather? It is cold or hot, or it is very moderate. So those are not assigning you some specific data, specific numerical value, but some specific semantics, I should say, semantic. Okay, attribute. Okay. So those are different data mining algorithms. So now here in this particular slide, I just talked about what is BI and how data mining. BI is basically descriptive. It does the descriptive analytics of the data, and data mining is do the predictive analytics generally. BI talks about what has happened in past. Based on that, data mining will tell you predictively what will happen. BI gives you the reports as it is. Data mining gives you the insights about your data, information, and all this. Okay, just moving into that, and then integrated workflow. This, I think already I've discussed all this point. So integrated workflow, I'm not discussing much now. Let me just a little bit move a little bit faster. Some of the example of BI dashboard backed up by data mining capability, customer churn pattern, seasonal effect, pricing issue, all those things. Some of the applications in data mining and business intelligence, banking, finance, retail, in e-commerce, market basket analysis, recommendation systems, and all those. Then in manufacturing, demand forecasting is the most useful thing. Product optimizations in healthcare, disease prediction, okay, patient data analysis, and all those. Those are crucial applications from the healthcare perspective. And this talks about many a number of other applications, be it in research, education sector, transportation, business transactions, intrusion detection system, scientific analysis, sentiment analysis, insurance and health sector, finance, everywhere the applications of data mining is there nowadays. As I told that at the initially that it is a all pervasive, data mining is data is all pervasive. The application is also all pervasive, right? It is everywhere actually. Okay. Some of the case study, initially I discussed about Amazon, Netflix already. So we are aware of that, how this case insights are getting fetched from the data and solutioning is given by different big companies in the world based on their data. In the government sector also, there are different budget planning, employment forecasting, and other manufacturing forecasting can be done. Okay. Now, this is for some of the advancement that is happening nowadays and the future of the data mining. So that is integration between big data, okay, because the data is rapidly exponentially growing. So we need to have certain technology or methodology by which this data can be captured, data can be handled properly with best performance, because that is the challenging area. So that big data technology, Hadoop and all the other technology came, which helps us to tackle all those big data. Machine learning, deep learning integrations has come, cloud-based data mining, all the data is being put into the cloud platform, and then based on their fog computing and edge computing, we are trying to do the analysis part of that, right? That is called cloud-based data mining. And privacy preserving, ethical, because ethical part is very much crucial. Data privacy, ethical part of the data, and legal part of the data nowadays, the GDPR and other things have come in the industry. A lot of things are happening nowadays, day in, day out. So you need to be very cautious about ethical part and data privacy preserving also from the data mining perspective. So, and lastly, I'll just talk about some of the tools as being used in the data mining are Python, SAS, SPSS, RapidMiner. There are a lot, but it will vary based on your requirement, your business, your applications. You need to, in the research, whatever data you are tackling with, or your expertise to tackle a specific software and all, you can choose in between anything of this that you might be interested to. Some open source software for data mining are also there, RapidMiner, Orange, K9M, and then Weka and all others. You might be interested to know that. You can search in the Google, lot of other open source softwares for the data mining are there. Some of the business intelligence tools which are very popular nowadays is Microsoft Power BI, which is backed in the integrated with the Microsoft Excel and all. So data can be fetched from Microsoft Excel and any other platform, from other softwares also directly integrated, and you can do the analysis and do the interactive visualization. There are Tableau, Qlik Sense, Looker Studio, IBM's Cognos Analytics, and for Oracle, we have Oracle Business Intelligence. So those are different business intelligence tools available. Okay. Now, some of the career options as a student, the students might be interested in data mining. There are data science nowadays is very demanding, as you know. Generative AI is also agentic AI, generative AI. This is also very much demanding nowadays. Data mining is also very much, data science is very much demanding. So you could be think of yourself as a data scientist, as a business analyst or data analyst. In a different domain, there are applications, marketing analyst, finance analyst, HR analyst, supply chain analyst, data engineer, wherever you wanted to go, irrespective of the domain or business. If you can learn data science properly, you can apply that, and you can be a very good analyst at the initially. Then gradually down the level, you can go to the CXO level to bring insights about the data and can give the good solutioning and decision making. Correct? So those are the things. Okay. Conclusion, data is the strategic asset, as you can understand now. BI helps to understand the past and the present, and also depict for the future with the help of data mining. Data mining predict the future, as you can understand. Together, ultimately, data-driven decision-making is the ultimate keyword of this particular session. So decision-making is the ultimate thing with the data. Now, with this, I'll just go some of the few famous quotes of some of the popular, well-known persons. Data is the new oil, told by Clive Humby. In God we trust, all other brings the data. This is told by Edward Deming. If you can measure it, you can't. If you can't measure it, you can't improve it. So you have to measure. That is told by Lord Kelvin. And last but not the least, information is the oil of the 21st century. And analytics is the combustion engine, basically. So through which you are generating your decision or intelligence. Okay. I think already I have covered that already 1 hour is over. So I won't take much time. I will conclude with this, my lecture. And if you have any questions, I am very much, I can answer with the best of my capacity.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much for your insightful lecture and that integration of the data mining and the business intelligence. So I request all the participants and the students, if there is any question, please type in the chat box. There is one question already there in the chat box, sir. What is the role of AI for decision making using unstructured data?
Okay.
The role of AI. So for taking the decision making, because everybody is talking about the AI,
Yes.
artificial intelligence and ML. So
Yeah.
using the unstructured data, this is very challenging for decision making.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, correct. A very good question. And as I told in during my lecture, almost 80% to 90% data is unstructured. So you need to find out the actual information out of that. How AI can help? It will depend on your business. What sort of information you wanted to extract from that? Okay. And in what perspective? Who is your customer? Which geography you are working? And who is your, what is your aim in the business? There are different AI methodologies, as you know. AI will only help you from the data to extract. It will give you maybe some kind of pattern or some kind of suggestion that, okay, your data is like that. But first and foremost thing is that if the data is unstructured, that means it will be difficult for us to it is nothing. You cannot decide anything out of the data. So you need to understand how decisions can be made and how this data can be processed in a so quality of the data. AI will not help you to enhance your quality of the data. That is the first thing I wanted to tell here. So as a data miner or as a data scientist, forget about AI, ML, generative AI, whatever digital technologies. You need to be very much focused on your data first, whether as a data scientist, you are well equipped with your day-to-day business, you are well aware of your domain or not. Try to interact as much as you can with your business users, and then you fit the data in such a way that it comes into the structure format.
Right.
AI will only help you to convert that to some predictive model, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kalpana ma'am. Yeah, any question, Kalpana ma'am?
No, sir. Thank you very much. And thank you, Mr. Sen Gupta, for delivering such a wonderful lecture.
Thank you. Thanks.
So thank you very much, sir.
Sir,
Yeah,
one question from behind.
yeah, please.
Good
Yeah,
morning, sir.
Professor Sunil Joshi, sir, is
Good
a senior
morning, sir.
faculty in the department. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Namaskar. It's,
Yeah.
it's a nice present, sir, to see you and lecturing this one. This is really help to the students. So, my simple concern about the is there any scope for the BSc or BSc core honors mathematics students to going in this field in this direction?
Absolutely. You have asked the right questions on the right time.
Mm.
See, data science is not only for the engineers or not
Okay.
only for the managers, I should say,
Mhm.
because there are a lot of jobs available in the industry for the data scientist. We only think from the decision making perspective. That is not the ultimate thing, but that is the end product of the data science, right? So what you have to know that this data, raw data, transformation of the data, this entire thing, processing, processing, then implementation of the data into the business intelligence tool, and then taking the decision, everything is your data science, right? So mathematics and statistics background or economics background is very much crucial because they have mostly domain knowledges are there, maybe finance, maybe marketing, whatever domain they are studying. That is first and foremost thing, I should say. Knowing some particular software is not a big thing.
Okay.
It will take hardly 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, 6 months down the line, you can learn it. But knowing actually the subject is very much important. The algorithm is very much important. So that is what I just wanted to add here.
So
Okay.
is there any intensive courses for the BSc programs for during the summer time?
I think in the if you NPTEL, there are a lot of NPTEL or maybe Coursera or LinkedIn. There are a lot of other courses are there around data sciences. What I should recommend that in the NPTEL also there are good lectures are there. If you wanted to available for your students and all, you can ask them to go with that because they're theoretically those are very much important. Not from industry perspective, I'm telling, but theoretically, if they wanted to understand the specific subjects and other algorithm regarding the data mining, it is very good. Then from the business perspective, there might be some business analytics courses and also there. Those will be available in your even in the Coursera or in any other platform, LinkedIn and others, they are available. That is industry oriented. Courses are also there. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, any question, please? Any more question? Sir, no question. So, sir, thank you very much for this insightful lecture. And I'm sure the student will get benefited because you have highlighted many things for the integration of the data mining and business intelligence. And you have shown the number of tools that you can use for the data mining and business intelligence. And the visualization means the visualization techniques are also there. So the number of scopes are there for the students that they can make their career by using these tools. And so the lecture is totally is very insightful for that. So for the formal vote of thanks, I request the one of the convener, Dr. Vijender Singh. So I request you to please give a vote of thanks. And we are looking for a long-term association with this institution, sir. And we'll be happy that if we'll be physically, we'll be here in the campus. So we'll see in the coming days if there is any events in the program or the kind of the things that will associate you. So you are welcome to be here in the campus physically.
Sure. Sure.
Okay.
I'll be
Yeah,
happy.
I
to-
request. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Yeah.
Good morning. On the behalf of Department of Mathematics and Statistics and Amuse Tech,
I was
I
speak camera on.
okay, sorry. Okay. Visible, sir?
Okay.
No, working. Okay, sorry. Hello, sir. On the behalf of Department of Mathematics and Statistics and Amuse Tech, I extend our heartfelt thank you to Mr. Sushanta Sen Gupta for delivering such an insightful talk on data mining and business intelligence. Your rich industry experience has truly inspired us, sir. And I would like also thanks to Dr. Rima Jain, head of the department, for their continuous supports in organizing these events. My sincere thanks to all faculty members and participants for their active involvement, which made this session meaningful and engaging. So lastly, I thank everyone who contribute directly or indirectly to the success of this program. Thank you all. And again, I thank you, Mr. Sushanta Sen Gupta. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you all for listening patiently. Yeah.
Speaker on. So thank you very much. I request Rima ma'am, yes. Should we conclude the program, ma'am? This
Yes, sir.
lecture?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Thank you so much, sir.
Okay, thank you. So thank you, Mr. Sushanta sir.
Okay. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot for
Thank you.
inviting
Thank you
me.
very
Yeah.
much.
Thank you.
Thank you for the lecture.
Yeah. Okay. Bye.
Bye, sir. Bye. Thank you very much. So thank you all the participants and all the faculty members.